So the first thing we need to do to perform a tire change is to access the undercarriage of the Quest. What I like to use when I'm in the shop is a soft foam mattress. And just a nice soft blanket to protect the finish. If you find yourself stuck on the side of the road, a nice grass area will work just as well. Once I get that set up there, I'm just going to head on over to the other side. And we can just roll the Quest up onto the mattress, which gives us access to both the front wheel wells and the rear. So looking at the undercarriage here, one great feature of both the Quest and the Strada is that all of the wheels, I just show you in there, are just mounted from one side of the axle, and then heading back to the rear, you can see the same thing. What that means is it makes tire changes easy because you don't actually have to remove the wheels to change the tire. I find that the rear seems to be the most difficult of the three to change a tire on, so that's what we'll focus on today. Okay, so the first thing I need to do is locate the rear tire valve. I'm just going to use my my house key here to remove the excess pressure. The tire is already flat, you get to skip this step, but just make sure that all the pressure is released. And there we go. The next thing I want to do is just unscrew the valve washer. And if you're working on the side of the road, just make sure that you have a nice safe place to put these pieces. Okay, so I have my emergency roadside kit here. Don't need much, I just have a couple of tire levers and a couple replacement tubes, one that fits the rear and one that fits the front. And of course a portable bike pump is also a necessity. So I'm just going to go to the opposite side of the tire from where the valve is. Always just make sure that the bead is loosened off the rim. Work that all the way around. Alright. Now I'm ready to just slide my tire lever in under the edge. Just going to hook that on the spoke. Just create a little space and work it along. And once you get past that tight area, then it's just going to be able to release. I can just use my finger pull the rest of the tire off the rim. So again, it's a little bit tight, but if you just keep working at it, there we go. And I'm just going to work that up all the way around. And remove the valve. Okay, so now I've got my replacement tube for the rear. And I'm going to cheat a little bit and use my shop pump, but your roadside pump will work just as well. Best way to go about this is to just put enough air into the tube that it holds its shape. And then slide the tube back into the tire first. Alright, so once we have a little bit of pressure in the tube, we put it back into the tire. Look a little something like this. Next thing we need to do is just locate that wheel valve hole. I'm going to slide the whole tire and tube up into the wheel well. And just insert that valve stem through the hole there. All right. So now working away from the valve, we're just going to try to get that first edge of the tire back onto the rim, and there we go. There's my valve once again, so I'm going to turn it to the opposite side and just start that second bead back into the wheel. Work that around. Of course, once we get to the end, that's where it's going to get a little bit tight. And as you would with any tire, I like to reach around from the other side and use my thumbs, sort of work that second bead of the tire back onto the rim. And there we go. Just going to go all the way around to make sure that that bead is in to the rim all the way around. And we're good. So all that's left now just put my pump back on the valve. Alright, so now we've changed the tire. Last thing I'm going to need to do, just reach over. I'm going to grab the Quest by the edge of the cockpit here. Just roll it back up. And there we go. All ready to ride.